What kind of a threat do you think you are to the oil and gas industry?
Well, I don't think we're much of a threat. I mean, yet. Yet. I mean, the more obvious threat is that we're going to run out of hydrocarbons to mine and burn. That's rather obvious. I mean, it's
no time soon, judging from the comments we've had this morning.
So it's getting harder and harder to find hydrocarbons, and it's getting much more expensive to extract them. And really, we're just arguing about the when hydrocarbons run out or become prohibitively expensive, not if. I mean, I don't think there's anyone here who would say it's an if, not a when.
I mean, you are, a tech guy, right? You're a physicist and an engineer. You call yourself the chief architect of companies.
I tend to view things from
You don't
sort of
think
a
that
physics
human
standpoint.
ingenuity and technology and resourcefulness will mean that we will still have abundant fossil fuels available?
Not.
I mean, this has been going on for some time. They think you've reached the boundaries, and yet they find more. And look at the whole shale gas revolution.
There are time extensions on the game, but the game is going to come to an end. That should be absolutely certain, obviously, frankly. But I don't have any fundamental dislike of hydrocarbons. I simply look at the future and say, what is the thing that will actually work? And using a non-renewable resource, obviously, will not work. So we must find an alternative. But if there was a button I could press to stop all hydrocarbon usage today, I would not press it.
You would not press it?
Of course not.
You would not press it
because... It would cause human
because
civilization to come to a halt.
every hospital would have to close down.
That would be ridiculous. So it would be irresponsible to press that button. But what does need to happen is to, if we can, accelerate the transition towards renewables. That's the sensible thing to do. If you take, I'm going to use maybe two examples. Saudi Arabia, since the Saudi Aramco president spoke here. Saudi Arabia has an enormous amount of sunlight. And that will be there for billions of years, or at least 1 billion years until the sun eventually engulfs us, but 1 billion years, solid. So it seems that investing in the solar resource is the thing that's really going to preserve the long-term future, not so much the oil and gas. I mean, that's a temporary thing. In the future, we'll look back, and by future, I'm not talking about super far in the future, I'm talking about towards the end of the century. We will look back on gasoline-powered cars the same way we look back on coal, as sort of a quaint anachronism that's in a museum.
Thanks for tuning in, team. That's right, I'm back, yo man, G, back with another video. Sorry, it's been a while, team. I've been busy. A lot of changes have been happening in my life recently for myself and my family, some exciting changes. So I've been a little bit busy, but I'm back now. I'm back here to help you with your own personal investing journey by sharing my experiences through videos. In this video, I'm going to share some of the challenges I've recently gone through with my investment journey, some of the ups and downs I've recently had to tackle. I had to make a lot of changes to my portfolio, so I'll give you a portfolio update. I'll also use this video and take the opportunity to answer some of the questions that a lot of you have been asking me through messages, reaching out. So I'm going to use this video to give you some answers. So sit back, relax. But before we get into it, guys, remember how we do it. Let's roll that intro. Team, if you're new, my name is George and welcome to Island Money. Boring stuff out of the way first, team. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a professional, team. I'm just using this channel to share some of my personal experiences investing in the stock market. Please do your own research and don't gamble your money away. So just a quick portfolio update, team. It's absolutely no secret that I am heavily invested in Tesla. It actually took up 60% of my portfolio, but I've recently sold out on a lot of other shares that I own so that I could buy more Tesla shares. I'm so convinced about the company. I love the company. I love Elon Musk. I love how he runs the company. All the innovation he's bringing to the space. I just think it's going to be I just think it's a no-brainer to start investing more into Tesla. So now it takes up 83% of my portfolio. I still own 2% of crypto, 15% of Zip. So I'm still invested in Zip for now. And then 83% now is Tesla. So I really only own into 2 shares and then cryptocurrency. I'm at a crossroads because I am tossing up whether to get out of Zip. So I'm currently made a little bit of a profit with Zip from my initial investment, actually quite a bit. So I'm just kind of thinking, look, do I just sell out of Zip so I can buy more into Tesla and hold that? That will take my Tesla portfolio to pretty much 98%, and then I still have 2% in cryptocurrencies. You know, probably professionals out there will probably say it's not a great idea, you know, diversify. I've also said, you know, don't put all your eggs into one basket, but there's just something about Tesla, something about Elon Musk. Take a look around me at all the companies that he leads pretty much. I know you'll be familiar with Starlink. I know a lot of you complain about the speed of internet in the Cook Islands, in Rarotonga, in Raro. So, you know, Starlink hopefully one day might be able to resolve this, you know, who knows? So this is something amazing. A lot of innovation that he's part of is just changing bits and pieces of the world and making it a much better place. Look at electric vehicles, look at how much good, you know, it's going to be doing for climate change, and hopefully, you know, the next 10 years, it's going to start making a real big impact. So just want to put my money where my morals are. You know, I also believe in the company. I trust he has all the shareholders' best interest at heart. You know, there's a quote floating around on Twitter where he says, you know, his money was the first to go into Tesla, meaning he put his own personal money into Tesla, and it will be the last to be taken out of that. So, you know, a lot of companies, you see CEOs selling and getting rid of their stock. It's never a good sign when you see that happening, but here we have a CEO that is pretty much going to fight all the way to the end until his mission is accomplished. So that's where I want my money to be sitting, is with someone with that type of attitude who's going to do everything they can to make sure the business continues to be successful. So that's where I'm at, seeing with my portfolio. Currently 83% with Tesla, 15% with Zip, and 2% with cryptocurrencies. However, I'm highly considering selling all my Zip shares so that I can just buy more and more Tesla shares. I'm absolutely okay with that. So yeah, that's just my quick portfolio update. All right, team, question time. Let's move on to answering some of the questions that I get asked quite a lot through my messages. So the number one question that I get asked still to this day is, what other platforms I use to invest? So I actually made a dedicated video on this, team, called brokerage apps. If you scroll down the list of videos, you'll see, I think it's episode 2 or 3 or 4, one of those. Anyway, it's a lot earlier. And I speak about using your bank. So your bank actually, most banks, I know the top 4 banks in Australia have got access to an account that is dedicated to investing. So triple check with your banks, but my number one recommendation would be using Stake. Now, the 3 reasons why I recommend Stake is, number one, it gives you access to the US market. If you're gonna start investing, you wanna be part of the US market, okay? They lead the economy in terms of what happens there. It has a domino effect on the rest of the world, right? And every other market. If they're having a great day, every other market is most likely gonna have a great day. If they have a shit day and everything's red, most likely rest of the world is gonna feel that. So it's a domino effect. So you wanna be part of the US market. Number 2, there's no brokerage fees. So every time you buy or sell a share, you don't get charged a brokerage fee. A lot of other platforms, most other platforms will charge you anywhere between $10 to $20 per transaction. So that's a massive winner. And number 3 is the minimum spend, last time I checked, is $10 USD, right? So if you only want to buy $50 worth of shares into a company, you can buy $50 worth of shares. the minimum requirement is 10 USD. So it makes life a lot more affordable if you just want to pop some money into it, have it converted into USD, and then buy a few shares. You don't have to be spending hundreds, thousands of dollars. It makes life a lot easier. So those are the 3 reasons and why I use Stake as my #1 platform to invest. All right, team, the second question I get asked quite a lot is, do I day trade? And the answer to that is absolutely not. I do not know how to day trade. I don't know how to read graphs or technical graphs or have any of that technical knowledge to the extent of being an experienced day trader. I absolutely just stay away from that. You know, my style is long-term investing, put money in now, hopefully in 20 years, that's gonna give me a massive return, multiply my original capital. However, I have a special treat for you guys. One of the other local boys that I grew up with in the Cook Islands from Superboy, represent Panthers hard, he actually is into trading. You know, whether he calls it day trading or just trading, he is building up to becoming an expert in his field. He currently specializes in cryptocurrencies. However, the skills, knowledge, and the foundation that you need to be able to trade can be applied in any sort of market, cryptocurrency market, stocks. So that absolutely is not an issue whatsoever for him. I'm gonna actually invite him onto the channel, which he's fully aware of and happy to do so, and just pretty much share his journey, just like me, just so that all of you know that there's many of us out here that are slowly coming up and saying, hey, yeah, I actually get into investing. You know, might not be the stock market like me, but still investing in certain assets, which is all about growing pretty much our financial wealth. So he's another local boy. Can't wait to get him on. Shout out to him. He knows who he is. I'm not going to share his details just yet, but I can't wait to get him on board and share what he knows and what he's learned so far about trading. But for me, nope, I stay away from that. I'm probably like you, going to learn just a lot, as much as I can from him when that time comes. And to wrap it up, team, the third question that I usually get asked is, how does tax play a part in investing? So being based here in Australia, I really only can't understand investing in tax here in Australia. So you might have to double check the country that you live in, whether it's New Zealand or further overseas. If I've got any, overseas, so if I've got other people from around the world watching right now, because I'm that famous, of course. But here in Australia, if you own a stock or a share of a company for less than 12 months, whatever capital gains you make on those shares, so say you make 10 grand off your capital, you will pay tax on that full 10 grand. So whatever your capital gains is, you will pay 100% tax on that. Now, if you've been holding the share for more than 12 months, then you only pay tax on 50% of that capital gain. So for example, if I made 10 grand capital gains, I put 5 grand straight into my pocket, and the remaining 5 grand, I pay tax on that. So that's how taxes work in the most simplest terms possible. I can explain it here in Australia. With other countries, you might have to do your own research on that. That's all I have for you tonight, team. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's been a while since I've dropped a video, so again, thank you for sticking around. I've had an awesome time being back and creating this video. Remember, look after each other, stay safe. Until next time, it's your boy, G.